we have to start the show strong, and we have to immediately address the thumbnail because some of you will be confused. Like, who the fuck is this black girl in your thumbnail? I guess you know. Well, the black girl on the thumbnail is this girl called B Simone. Don't know if you pronounce it B Simone or B Simone, but let's say B Simone. B Simone is somebody that I kind of know about by force. You know, those people on social. She's like Creshawn Rock, Blueface when he was out, DDG and Halle Berry these days. You know, there's certain people on social that you kind of know about by force. Like, I don't know who I can think of. Tommy Fury and his girl, right? There's some people that they just have that ability to just burst and kind of through the timeline and kind of hit your feed, even if you don't want them to hit your feed. So everything I've known about B Simone, I've known about her by force and because I didn't want it. But I have to be honest, man, I feel bad for her because I feel like she's had a terrible run. I think the first thing I noticed about her recently was that I saw a clip of her where she's running some sort of like women empowerment thing that kind of looked like a church. It almost looked like she was doing like a female SPAC Nation. I'm sure some of you guys know SPAC Nation, the whole Pastor Toby thing where, you know, it's kind of like a front for like Forex, scamming, hustling thing, young kids into church, preach them about the prosperity message. I've read allegedly that they get them into church, they kind of, you know, give them teachings about business, and then eventually they help them take out a loan. That loan is then used to launch a business, and that money goes back into a church. It's a weird system, right? But they're all about driving, you know, luxurious cars and whatever. And Pastor Toby was recently in the news now because I think he recovered from cancer. So, you know, well done to him. So it kind of, you know, it's kind of giving cult. When I saw that Beast Monkey, I was like, wow, it kind of looks like a female SPAC Nation thing. Then obviously from that clip, there was her wearing that insane outfit. I think she had on like denim shorts with like a suit jacket or something. Crazy outfit, right? Just an insanely bad, horrible outfit. Like, I think it was like a really big blazer and like some sort of denim cut-off jean things, right? Horrendous. And now the latest infraction are these 3 clips I'm going to play for you. I'm going to play them one by one and I'm going to add my commentary towards the end. But I think these clips, for me, where she's speaking to her friend on a podcast, so I think it's hers, they're going viral, by the way, so I'm sure it's done well for them money-wise or whatever. And you know, these guys kind of, all they care about is relevancy. But these clips have reminded me why, despite sometimes I kind of doubt myself, I think I made the right decision having this kind of like philosophy or idea that I don't have any friends. I say all the time, it's just a thing to say. You know, I technically do kind of have friends because I have, you know, people on social media that I can count as friends or whatever it may be. People I've met through the show, people whatever, you know, whatever. But for the most part, I keep myself to myself. And I've been like this for basically since I was a child. I don't really tend to go out of my way to kind of cultivate, you know, relationships in that way, shape or form. If anything, I do go out of my way to kind of push people away. But it's just because I'm just, you know, insanely selfish with my time. So I don't really feel like if I did try and get close to people that I'd be a good friend anyway. So if anything, I'm kind of saving them because I wouldn't really be someone you can kind of depend on because I'm kind of always looking out for myself, which is a flaw, but hey, we've all got our flaws. So I tend to kind of push people away and tend not to have friends. But there are times where I think to myself, man, it would be nice, you know, to maybe have a bigger social group or to maybe have somebody you can kind of, you know, whatever. But, you know, I like doing stuff on my own, being a bit of a lone wolf, so whatever it is. But videos like this remind me why I have all the sympathy in the world for people who are normal and not like me and actually do have friends. Because sometimes your friends are full of so much shit. And this is a good example of it, right? This is a fucking good example of friends being full of shit, friends being pieces of shit, and just friends causing you headaches. Bear in mind, the girl you're going to be hearing from first is not B Simone. The girl you're going to be hearing first talking is B Simone's friend. So B Simone is the quote unquote celebrity. She's the quote unquote famous one. She's a quote unquote influencer, and her friend is just like a regular girl, from what I can understand, or maybe like a lower level influencer. But regardless, the girl that you're going to be hearing from is not B Simone, but she is talking about B Simone. Just keep that in mind, right? The girl you're going to be hearing from is not B Simone, but she's talking about her friend B Simone, who's sitting right next to her. And just listen to what is being said here. It's absolutely insane.
Being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, oh, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom, all this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend somebody who has it, it's hard to digest. They're probably shocked that I'm even saying this.
And she's smiling. Her friend is confessing on a podcast that there was a period in her life where she was so down bad, she had to rely on food stamps. She didn't have any food in the house. She had to go on Medicaid, whatever the fuck that is. I'm sure that's not a good thing. She was so down bad, and she had resentment in her heart because she saw her friend helping out their other friends with money or with whatever else it may be, but she wasn't getting that help that she needed. And this friend, the one that's got the resources, or is kind of a little bit more famous, is saying, Jesus, oh my God. It's like, bruh, if I'm that woman and this woman is responding with Jesus, I might slap you, because this is different. If this was guys, I'd understand how you don't know, but I refuse to believe that in a group of friends, especially girls, that you have no understanding or awareness of what your friend is going through, because girls like to yap, and girls are a lot more they're a lot more vulnerable, they're a lot more open with speaking about things concerning finances, relationships, family troubles, whatever. They're just more open to that sort of thing, especially someone that they consider their best friend. Guys, even your best friend, people don't even know much about, you know what I mean? You don't have no idea. It's just like all surface level kind of conversations. From time to time, it might get deep if you get drunk or you get high, but for the most part, guys are a bit shit with that. So I refuse to believe that she didn't know, or she didn't have a feeling that her friend was damn bad, and didn't offer her hand to help. It's one thing if you offer your hand to help to somebody, a friend, and they may be too proud to accept it, and they say no. But not knowing and only finding out now on this show that they're recording that your friend was relying on food stamps and shit, and maybe possibly got evicted or could have got evicted, or just, was struggling to kind of make ends meet while you're the person that's got the resources, is fucking criminal. Because as much as I'm not a believer in having friends, for myself anyway, what I am a big believer is that not all of us are fortunate enough to quote unquote make it. But I'm a big believer in, if you do end up making it, you kind of have a responsibility to those around you to kind of look after them, because it's hard out here. Not everybody can figure it out. So if you end up figuring it out, whatever your route is, you end up figuring it out to an extent, everything's got their limit, but you should be willing to help those people around you, especially those who kind of supported you during your journey, not even with monetary help, just with kind of emotional support, whatever else it may be. You owe it to kind of give back to people around you. You owe it to kind of, draw your hand back and kind of lift people up, assist them, be there to kind of catch them when they fall. It's super important, especially if you've been blessed to kind of make it in whatever field you're in. You owe it to people. You really do. And I believe in the kind of, I believe in the giving thing. Like, you give to somebody without any expectation, and that shit will come back to you tenfold. Not always in monetary ways, but in other ways. But it really will. And it's no surprise that this woman, who maybe is a little bit, dodgy, a little bit questionable in her attitudes, she went through a tough moment, a tough period, and it seemed like no one was there for her, which made sense because, she maybe was picking and choosing who she was kind of helping. But when I see these type of clips, I think to myself, like, why would anybody have friends if this is how friends are going to treat you? Like, why would you even bother? Like, honestly, why would you even bother when your best friends are not aware of how you are doing, are not inquisitive, are not curious? Like, they just kind of let you do what you're doing. But then when you see them, they're handing your friends checks. They're lending your friends money. They're helping your friend with shopping, with groceries and shit. And here you are, struggling to rub a couple dollars together. Fucking crazy. Then there's a second clip that's probably worse. Where B. Simone sits down on the couch and basically starts crying because her finances are now in a situation, her current financial situation doesn't allow her or afford her to shop in Bloomingdale's. She now has to, shock horror, shop in H&M.
Just my finances. Like the budgeting. You see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the liquid. Yeah. I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account. But
part of me has to respect the honesty and the vulnerability to share stuff like this, because I think probably there's more people out there who probably think these type of thoughts but don't vocalize it or say it, right? So to be positive, I kind of admire her courage in a way to say this sort of thing, but sometimes you got to keep some stuff to yourself, and that's one of the bad things about social media or life in general these days. No one's willing to take things to the grave. Like everything has to be said, like everything. Like people are coming out to their like 90-year-old grandparents. It's like, bruh, maybe your grandparents know. Do you need to come out to them? Do you really need to parade yourself in front of them in your full fucking bloom? Can you not just let them live out the last few years that they have in fucking peace? Do you have to share every single mental health issue that you're going through with the internet? Do you have to fucking crowdsource your therapy, really? Do we have to know every intimate detail about what you get up to in the bedroom or lack thereof? Like, people are just too open now. Too open to a fault. And I think thoughts like this or things like this are stuff you should keep yourself, because you sound incredibly out of touch when you say these type of things. Because most people, I would imagine, especially the ones that support her, I would imagine most of them probably shop at H&M. Because most people do shop at H&M, because H&M is a fucking great store. Right? They've got branches all over the fucking world. There's nothing wrong with H&M clothing at all. Zero. To be honest, probably a lot of rich people shop at H&M because they sell a lot of good quality clothes at an affordable price. Why wouldn't you shop there? But this idea that your worth is measured by where you shop is utterly insane. Especially when you think about somebody like a B. Simone, who's meant to be like this empowerment woman. She's kind of quasi-empowerment, you know, come into your best, like whatever, that sort of world that exists. Surely if that's the world that you exist in, being so fragile that your financial situation not allowing you to maybe ball out on some Burberry is going to knock you off your Dean, then maybe you're not the person that you think you are. You know? If you're preaching about being your best self, going for your dreams, like, you know, learn to appreciate things, whatever in life, whatever the philosophy is that she has, but I'm imagining it's kind of along that kind of line, especially when it comes to women, right? Being a boss, being self-sufficient, all this sort of stuff. There surely is a part of that gospel, a part of that doctrine that teaches you to be very steadfast, to be very resilient, to have a level of grit so that you don't get shaken, right? You don't get fucking knocked down. You don't let the circumstances of life kind of like run you down. And if not being able to shop in Bloomingdale's is bringing you close to tears, maybe you're not that girl. Or as they say, maybe you're not that girl. You know, maybe you're just not that girl. I could be wrong, but maybe, just maybe you're not that girl, because this is fucking insane. Like, legitimately. And it's sort of like a weird backhanded compliment in a way, or this, right, when it comes to your fans, because in a way, what are you telling people that watch you? That shopping in H&M is worthless. If you're shopping in H&M, then it's worthy of you crying. It's worthy. It justifies you breaking down, sobbing. Like, come on, man, come on. I don't know. Continuing on, last clip here from B. Simone. Last clip from B. Simone. This might be the worst one. This might be the worst one. In this clip, B. Simone's friend says that when she got out of her position when she was down bad, and I think this woman's got a kid too, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, when I heard her quickly. If I heard her correctly, I think she's got a child too. So she's a single mom trying to make shit happen, right? So I think in this particular clip, she confesses on the couch and says, you know what? There was a time where I finally got out of this funk that I was in. I finally got out of the pits of fucking struggled. And I called up my best friend, B. Simone, to share the news that, oh, I got this new job. whatever, start this new business license has got approved. I got the loan to start the business. Whatever her news was, she called her best friend to let her know. And she says that B. Simone's response wasn't that great. And the reason why B. Simone didn't respond well will blow your mind. It will blow your mind. Because these girls are meant to be friends, right? Just remember that. They're meant to be friends. And when B. Simone explained why she didn't feel good that her friend got herself out of the, mud that she was in, it will fucking surprise you. Honestly, it really will. Because it surprised me.
Recently, I have this opportunity and I called you and I told you about it. And you were just like, okay. Mm-hmm. And you called me back.
I called her right back, y'all. I was so convicted. I was so convicted.
You were like, I didn't like how I felt when you told me that. And I was like, what do you mean? You were like, I don't know what it is. I'm talking this out in real time. But whatever it is, I don't like what I felt. And I said, did you feel jealous? And you were like, I don't think I feel jealous.
Cause we went through all the emotions. She's like, are you angry? Are you sad? Are you jealous? I was like, I'm not jealous because I don't want what you have. I'm sad and I'm angry and I'm upset that I'm not doing it with me.
Yeah.
So I would actually prefer if she was jealous. The reason why she didn't respond well to her friend showing us some good news that was going to take her out of the mud, that was going to take her out of the depths of poverty, was because she was not the one that was responsible for it. So I think for whatever reason, B. Simone in her friendship group, I guess, has this role of being the quote unquote maybe fixer or the helper or whatever, right? So she has this role where she's always assisting people, maybe lending them money, maybe giving them advice, helping them rewrite their fucking CVs, cover letters, whatever it is, recommending them for a job, calling somebody up for a favor. So I guess in this rare instance, this friend of hers did it all by herself, got this sick opportunity, and then called her friend and said, oh my God, I'm happy I got this opportunity. And it made B. Simone unhappy. It angered her. It pissed her off that she wasn't responsible for helping her friend get out of the mud or get out of the depths of poverty. Can you imagine how insane that is? That's how your brain thinks. I'm not going to be happy for my friend. I'm going to think about myself in that moment. I'm going to think about how this makes me feel. Why didn't she come to me for help? Why couldn't I have helped her? Why couldn't I, solidified my role in the friendship group as the helper of people, as the savior of people? Like, what in the fuck is going on? So if anybody ever wants to wonder, oh, Agostina, why are you so anti-friend? Why are you so lone wolf? Why are you so on your own? Why are you always going out by yourself, going on holiday by yourself? This is the reason why. Because I couldn't handle this sort of shit. Like, I'm not really good at this sort of shit. I couldn't handle it. If somebody was giving me type of vibe, you're meant to be my friend, like, I'm just gonna get mad. And then when I get mad, I'm just gonna hate you. And then I don't want to hate you. So I'd rather just like leave it. Let's just, you do your thing, I do mine. But let's not go through this whole fake friendship thing, because if you do something to piss me off, I'm never gonna be able to look at you the same. Especially something like this. Like, something like this is gonna piss me off so bad, I can never look at you the same way. Because it's like, what? Why am I calling you and you're pissed off? Why do you sound angry? Why do you sound annoyed? Why do you sound ambivalent? Like, what's going on right now? What have I done wrong? I'm sharing some news with you. But as our parents have all said, I'm sure some of you guys have heard it before, as all our parents have said when we were younger, sometimes you have to be careful who you share your good news with. Sometimes you have to be careful who you share your good news with. Not everybody's going to be happy for you. And this is a good example of it.
Yeah. Like, we're not working together.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have that. Y'all, let me tell you something. Anybody that's in my circle, I want to work with you. I want to put you on. I'm putting you in position. I like doing it together.
You do.
How can we do this together? How can we make money together? How can we build together? How can we grow together? How can we all pitch in together?
By the way, when she's saying this, don't get confused. Don't get twanged. Because she's a bit of a hustler. She's a bit of a manipulator, gaslighter type person. I mean, you can see why she's been successful on social media. She talks a good game, Don't be confused. When she's saying together and she's kind of doing a motion of like a circle, she just means around her. She wants all her friends to orbit around her like she's fucking Saturn. That's what she wants. She wants all her friends to orbit around her. That's what she wants. She wants to be the center of the universe. She wants to be the center of everybody's life. She wants to be the person that everyone goes to, everyone leans to. So again, selfishness. It's all about her in every situation. It's all about her. She can fix your fucking marriages. She can fix your interpersonal issues. She can fix your issues with your parents, with your siblings. She can give you the best advice for work. She can offer you style advice, sex advice, relationship advice, money advice, financial shit. She wants to be at the center of it. So when a friend deviates or goes on their own path, does their own thing, she's annoyed. She's probably the kind of person that gets pissed off if you go out without telling her you're going out. Or without informing the group chat, you know? Like, God almighty.
How can we be millionaires? I want to do it together.
Yeah.
And there was a point in my life where I had that and it was crumbled. So I feel like since that has ended, that season, I've always yearned for it again. But it's just been a season of solitude for 2 damn years.
Maybe the longest season.
2 damn years of solitude, bitch. I've been on my own for the majority of my adult life, like, you know, as in friendship wise. Maybe I've had to rely on like 2 people, if that, and it's not even a relying thing. But like 2 years of like quote unquote, you know, whatever, solitude, which really wasn't solitude. And she's already crying. She's throwing her toys at the pram. She's thinking of probably unaliving herself. Like, really? Like, there are some people out there that probably haven't spoken to another adult human being. It may be a month. They've just been locked in their cribs, watching YouTube, chilling, I don't know, whatever, on their phone, because they've got no one to hang out. And I guess it's probably way more common than probably people understand, which may actually be the reason why we're seeing what we're seeing with the whole AI thing. Maybe the whole AI thing that we're seeing now with people forming relationships, people, you know, using AI as therapy, people now, there's a subreddit that I've heard about, which if you really want to bum yourself out, and I don't recommend it, but if you really want to bum yourself out, you know me, I like to give you bummy recommendations. Check out My AI Boyfriend. I think it's like that, right? I think it's My AI Boyfriend subreddit. Please check it out. If you want your heart to break, if you want to not sleep tonight, check out r/My AI Boyfriend or something along those kind of lines. Just type that into Google, and you'll find this subreddit of women talking about their relationship with their AI, and it's heartbreaking. I saw one post of a couple ladies showing their engagement rings or their wedding rings that they got made because they married whatever AI they're using. People are lonely out there for real, like, and people are finding all sorts of creative, interesting ways to manage it. But I just find it hilarious that this lady, after 2 years of some loneliness, is thinking of ending it all. Some of us are way more resilient than others.
The longest season ever. Yeah. And I think, I know that's what it was, but I was so convicted. I called you right back. I was like, that's not right. Yeah. Like, your friend, she just told me she was doing something so bomb. Yeah. So great. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, I was like, that's disgusting. Yeah. This has to get out of my heart.
For sure.
Like, what?
But if we just did that, nobody's looking for the perfect friend.
Man.
I just want my friends to be aware.
And honest.
I'm okay if you feel a little jealous.
Address it and fix it.
No one's looking for the perfect friend. What does that even mean? Sometimes I think to myself, like, when you stumble across bullshit human beings like this B. Simone girl, I sometimes understand why they're like this. Her friends are kind of enabling her. Her friends let her get away with murder too. Because why are you saying, I don't want my friend to be perfect, in response to your friend not being happy that you got a new job, that you got this loan approved, that you're now in a better financial position? Why is that a bad thing? That isn't comparable to being perfect. That's just like standard friendship protocol, procedure, the bare minimum. And you're making it seem as if, oh, that's being perfect, if you're requiring your friend to respond well with good. Like, God almighty. Like, I can understand, right? I have some level of sympathy towards people. Like, imagine if, like, I don't know, hasn't happened to me, thank God, but imagine you're in a situation where you have a friendship group and you're both kind of in the same careers, and you're struggling to make it work, and your friend gets a sick position, and you're struggling to make, like, and not even struggling, like you're maybe working in a fucking store while you're trying to go to your dreams, but your friend ends up landing that job at the fucking newspaper to become an editor or something, and you're still writing with your little free blog, and you're working in a store to kind of make ends meet. I can understand feeling a little bit, you know, jealous, a little bit envious there, because you both want to have this career in the same industry, same profession, but one of you is kind of further ahead than the other. But when it's not even, you're not even in the same field, and your friend just has been able to just figure it out to kind of get herself back on her feet because she's had a bit of a rough go of things, and you're not happy for them, I don't know, man. I don't know. If you can't be happy for your friends, if you can't support them, then what's the point of having them? What's the point of them having you? It kind of, you know, defeats the whole purpose of it. So I don't know. I saw these clips and I thought to myself, bloody hell, man, this is why I don't have friends. This is why I bloody don't have friends. Big other people in the stream chat. This is such a fake friendship. Yep. But I don't even think they know it's fake. That's the thing. I think some people just make do with what they have available in it. I kind of think of it a little bit similar to the whole podcasting thing. Like, people always make a point of saying, oh, how come this show is still on? It's so crap. Frying the Kid being a good example. But I think of myself and the habits that I currently have when it comes to listening to stuff or watching content. There are some things I listen to and watch. Like, I don't know, Red Scare is a good example of it. Red Scare ain't as good as it once was. Like, Anna and Dasha are super annoying now. Like, it's incredibly hard to get through an episode, but I'm so used to listening to Red Scare that I just listen to it out of habit. You know? So I think a lot of people do the same thing with content. So a lot of people do the same thing with friends. Like, you don't really have any other friends, so you just make do with the ones you have available, with the ones that are there, because you don't know where to start in order to kind of get some new ones. So you kind of, you know, make excuses for them. You turn a blind eye to certain things. You bury your head in the sand. You know, you maybe purposely don't ask questions on certain things or follow up things or whatever, just to make it work, because, you know, fuck it. Like, I rather, you know, better the devil you know, as people say. Big up Richie Rich as well. Appreciate you, brother. Young old vibes. I don't have friends, just enemies. Big up Young old vibes. Big up Z. I can't do friendship groups. There's always at least one person like Simone who runs it. That's the thing though, like, I don't mind if there's like a leader of the group, but I just don't like this level of leader where it kind of all revolves around you. Somebody that takes control, takes the ownership for certain things, like, I don't know, organizing dinners, selects the list of options, makes a deadline as to when those recommendations or choices can be made, is very militant when it comes to the money side of things, and make sure everyone splits the fucking bill equally, or is kind of, you know, suggests holiday locations and all that sort of stuff. Someone taking the lead inside of things, I think, is fine, because sometimes friends groups can be useless. Everyone's kind of like, you know, being fucking whatever. But this type of shit where, like, she wants to be the main star of the show is too much. I'm getting to the point where now, again, I don't know much about this B. Simone girl, but it wouldn't surprise me if she's the type of friend who purposely arrives to functions late. Like, it wouldn't be surprising that she purposely arrives to functions late so she can be the one to walk in last and get the, oh my god, she's finally here, the kind of applause thing. It wouldn't surprise me if she's that type of friend. Weird, man. Big up Z. Big up Mohammed as well. Bro, I just plugged in, but how the fuck is she going to do that when she's complaining about bread? Brother, Mohammed, brother, exactly. Exactly. Big up Z is giving Cole. Yeah, big up Z as well. She wants to be the one in charge. Exactly. Big up Time. Such an African saying. Yeah, it is. She's always about them. Exactly. Big up Time again. Big up Don Dota. Some friends be like that. Yep. But yeah, you guys get it. You guys fucking get it. Big up Z as well. Women friendships can be vicious. They are just like men. Now, I've always said, and this is something I'm going to stand by, but I've always said, like, the real enemy of women isn't men. In my opinion, it's always been other women. Women are vicious to each other, way more than men. Of course, men can be physically violent, you know, whatever else it may be. But when it comes to, like, bullying, when it comes to intimidation, when it comes to, like, belittling and shit, women on women are there's no one more savage than a woman, because women know how to press each other's buttons and that's getting under each other's skin, and they hate on each other so badly. Like they hate on each other. So you just see it on social media. When there's a woman on social media who kind of veers off from the commonly held beliefs, like for instance now, India Love, the girl that's dating fucking DDG, sorry. There's a huge, majority I think of women online, especially black women, who kind of don't like DDG and think he's a woman abuser and a deadbeat dad. So when they see India Love dating this guy and doting all over him, they basically call her all manner of names. Like she's getting bullied on the internet so badly. I don't think she checks it, which is good. But the way they talk about her other women is fucking nuts. Like, you know what I mean? Just because she has a difference of opinion on someone, and she actually knows the person. Those guys don't, but regardless, the internet's made their mind up on that guy, and if you don't agree with what they have to say, that you are enemy number one. So the things I've read about that girl online from other women is just, ooh, you know what I mean? So women are really vicious to each other, really fucking vicious. But in this case, I don't think it's a women thing. It's just more so like people just letting friends take advantage of them, take the piss. But yeah, I guess that's what you have to do. I guess that's what you have to do.